Rite Aid is preparing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Should this be of concern, and how can we profit from it?
It's a sector that I'm really not favorable about at all, and it's the fast pharmacy model. So Walgreens CEO stepped down. Rite Aid is now going through a bankruptcy issue. CVS is like floundering. It's okay. Number one, I would stay away from the sector altogether. Like, if you are going to invest in the healthcare space, you have to swim upstream to big pharma or big healthcare companies. And if you're going to be invested in a Walgreens Boots Alliance or a Rite Aid, like, you're better off picking a pure real estate play, because it's really a hybrid, and a hybrid that has not dominated. I would, and I very rarely say this, like, this is a sector I would stay away from altogether. Like CVS, Walgreens, any mixed medicine, mixed use retail pharmacy space, the margins are not great. It's too much competition. There's not enough loyalty amongst, like, I mean, even Kroger, like, once you start to get into that space, you're now competing against Walmart, Kroger, even Target. They've had some issues, but you're competing against the big boys who have way more space, way more reach than you. Albertsons is a competition now. There isn't much creative edge there, so I would stay away altogether and then just go upstream to big pharma.
I put CVS as one of my sleepers. I think we did that at one of the shows, and I was like,
Toronto shows, yeah,
the Toronto show. I put it as one of my sleepers, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say why Rite Aid is filing for Chapter 11, because that's the biggest part of this thing is the why, and they're preparing because they've been federal lawsuits, right, for their role in the sale of opiates, and so this has happened over the past couple of years. In fact, in 2018, Walgreens was in talks to acquire Rite Aid. That didn't pan out, and now we see what happened with the lawsuit with the opiate. I think they owe $3.3 billion in debt from legal allegations that they oversupplied prescription painkillers, and so they lost that suit. So you're talking about I think there's over 1,000 plaintiffs in the lawsuit. $3.3 billion. I mean, that's a hefty amount of money to be paying, especially from the business model that they have. And so that's why they're filing for bankruptcy. But then I started thinking, how can we invest in it? Not Rite Aid itself, but maybe it is inside that mergers and acquisitions. Walgreens didn't work. Maybe they'll revisit it now that one of their competitors is now at a point where it could be something that they could acquire. Or is it a CVS that comes in, or is it Amazon and says, all right, well,
that would be great.
This is something that we can add as we go into this healthcare space as well. And so the important piece is like why they're filing, but then also from a mergers and acquisitions, which companies are in place. That's why I always talk about cash flow. It's like, who can now say that was somebody that had a long-standing enterprise in this space that is now floundered? Can we acquire, add it to our portfolio, and make this a better rebranding situation? So I think from an investment point, I think we should be looking at companies that can do that inside of the healthcare space. But the why is important.
Yeah, I agree. And if they got sued for the opioid crisis, at what point will the music industry be held liable? I don't know if it's come out publicly yet, but there's been a couple rumors that the Sackler family, who is tied to Purdue Pharma, who caused the crisis, at one point was paying for promotion through artists to get the word out. At what point do we think the music industry will have to be responsible? I mean, we don't have to tackle it today, but I do think once we talk about this opioid crisis in the pipeline, I never even thought I would hear prescription be mentioned in rap songs and then be played on the radio. Yeah, like and of course, like Biden is starting to attack big pharma. I don't know if that's the best thing to do in terms of an election, because the pharmaceutical industry has a lot of power. But if we are going to attack these companies and sue them, I think we have to attack the entire pipeline or supply chain.
Yeah, Purdue Pharma went under. Their lawsuit was, I think they lost, it was $6.6 billion.
Yeah, I mean, but I think they made 16. So
yeah, right, right. So they went under. Rite Aid is on its way. So it's an interesting time to watch this play out. But I think you bring up a good point about what role does music play in that? Yeah, or just not the music, but the actual labels themselves.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like for a year, I mean, I know it's a thing in Houston, but then like it went worldwide, like the use of lean, and like That guy went to jail, but the fine was minimal. Like, of course, they took it off the market, but if you're paying artists or there's an inducement to advertise it at some point, even like the FTC and all, like, why are you letting drugs being marketed through music? But that goes back to the relationship with the pharmaceutical company and how much they run advertising. So,
true.
Josh, you can stop me if I'm getting too crazy. I'm trying to keep
it's true. You watch TV, you watch any of these, you watch, CBS or NBC or ABC. During the daytime programming, look how many healthcare commercials are on your screen on a daily basis.
Yeah,
it's obvious where the money's being spent. I mean, it's by far the most.
Even when we went to the Grammys, I'm like, those are Pfizer awards. I'm like,
right.
Boy, they ran all the awards. Like it's CNN, and that's a whole nother topic for another day. But shout out to Eli Lilly. Appreciate you guys. I want to smoke. Throw my cape real quick. I'm gonna be honest with my caping. Hey,
hello to the good folks at Stryker.
Biggest business in America.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thermo Fisher.
Biggest business in America. Healthcare. Healthcare is the biggest business in America by far.
Yep.
I mean, we're gonna be honest, that poison index of the food, pharma, alcohol, drugs, that's 60% of all United States legal commerce. The food will make you sick, then you have a pill to fix it, and then when you come off the pill to cope, let's sell you some Budweiser and Douce, and shout to Douce, I love y'all. And every other kind of cognac. So, but the poison index is one of the most profitable: food, pharma, and alcohol. For those who say I don't give y'all new tips, don't get choked up. We can cut it out.
Nah, Casamigos. It was a Casamigos.
Okay, Casamigos.
Not Douce.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Owned by a black man.
Drugs move the needle. They are moving the needle.
I'll see what you do. You rapping? You on the Love album? What's up?
A Love album. Love.
Snow Allegra. I'll see you play.
Check the features.
Snow Allegra. Oh man.